So far, we've been dealing with naming ionic compounds, one with a variable metal that will require a Roman numeral attached to naming the ionic compound, or a metal that does not have a variable charge, and so it doesn't have a Roman numeral. And what do we do now? Okay, if the non-metal portion has a polyatomic ion. Polyatomic ions, if you recall, are the list of this. Although it doesn't list everything you see as all of the polyatomic ions, but you do see the common ones that are popping out a lot in your chemistry introductory course. So what do we do when these are present? Well, when these are present, you're going to name the cation or the metal just as the rule as you had before. The one with variable metal will have a Roman numeral. One with no variable charge, it will just name the metal as is. For polyatomic name that follows after, you don't change anything, the ending, you don't put IDE or change any suffix, but rather name just as is. Let's take, for example, this NaOH and FeOH3. So let's take NaOH. And if we pull this apart, we know that sodium is, or Na is sodium. So Na. And what charges Na often carry? They will carry a positive charge. And this other portion is OH, actually OH minus. So it's one of this and one of that we're able to combine this ionic entire compound. Well, Na plus, that's your sodium. OH minus is your hydroxide. And sodium is not a variable charge. There's only one charge for sodium, and that would be +1. So we don't need any Roman numeral. So we write this combination of the two, which would be, we write the metal first, sodium, and then we write the polyatomic next, hydroxide. Pretty simple. What about the next one? Iron and OH3. So iron OH3, we see that there is 3 of the hydroxide. And there's only one iron. So what does that mean for the charge of the iron? Iron must be +3 in order to cancel out all of the negatives from the hydroxide. So therefore, iron and 3 hydroxide, this is a variable metal because iron has the ability to carry +2 charge as well. So this would be considered to be iron, Roman numeral number 3, just like the what we have done before. And instead of an anion, that monoatomic ion, but now we have many atomic ion. So now it's hydroxide. So I'm going to write hydroxide. Let's try the other way around. So here it says magnesium nitrate and potassium perchlorate. So I want you to write chemical formula this time. You are given the name, the systematic name, now write the formula. Magnesium, right? That's Mg. So if you look at your periodic table, it's Mg. In fact, it's +2. It's in the second row. Nitrate, if you look in the polyatomic chart, nitrate is located right here. And so this is NO3 minus. So there's an uneven of unbalanced charges. This is +2. This is negative. So we need one more negative in here. So we're going to add another nitrate, NO3 minus. So therefore, if I were to combine these two together, we have magnesium. There's only one of them. And we have 2 of the nitrates. And we do that by parenthesizing and putting a little 2. So the parenthesis only applies to the polyatomic ion. That's going to require more than one. Potassium perchlorate. So potassium is K, has a charge of plus. Perchlorate, if you look in this chart, it's located here, ClO4 negative. And you don't need any more perchlorate nor potassium since they're 1-to-1 ratio in charges. So therefore now we write KClO4. And that's it. You don't need a parentheses because there's only one of the perchlorate. Now let's do a learning check. I'm giving you the chemical formula here, and then you need to show work here by splitting them up. Then you're going to write the systematic name. Okay, I will do the first two. You try the third one. So this would be very easy if you were to memorize the polyatomic chart. Let's show work. So here's my sodium, and you need to recognize this HCO3 is hydrogen carbonate. How did I know that? If you look in the previous slide, you can see hydrogen carbonate, right? That's the name. So let's go ahead and go back. And so we have our Na plus, we have our hydrogen carbonate. So the name for this, we only need 1-to-1 ratio. So this name would be sodium hydrogen carbonate. Next one, MnOH2. So manganese, Mn, is located here. You could get +2 or +4. So here it's showing every one Mn. We don't know the charge yet, but there are 2 hydroxide. We definitely know the charges of hydroxide. It's OH minus. And so the Mn, manganese, must be +2. So we write manganese, Roman numeral 2, and then we would write hydroxide. Now you try for the next one and come back and check the key. And here is the key. Let's try the next one. Here, now I'm giving the systematic names. Now I want you to find a chemical formula. In between, you do need to show work. Here it says sodium carbonate. Sodium is Na and its charge is plus. Carbonate is CO3 minus 2. How did I know that so fast? Because I knew the polyatomic ion. We need another sodium to make sure it neutralizes all of the charges, +2 and -2. So therefore, the chemical formula would be Na(2) and then CO3. It indicates there's 2 sodiums for every carbonate. Now you might wonder, why don't you put the parentheses in front of the sodium because you put the 2 there? And that's because the parentheses only apply to polyatomic ions. That's going to require to show that there's more than one of them. Now I want you to try iron 2 permanganate and sodium nitrate. Come back and check the key. And here is the key.